Welcome to another episode of the Hansen Brothers podcast. Today, got a bit of a casual episode, going to talk through what Kevin has been up to since winning the World Cup. Also, I've been doing some karting and I'm jumping into a new adventure this week. It's quite exciting stuff. Also, if you've been, checking in on this podcast, it's not the first time, just leave it a like or subscribe to the channel. That really helps us. But first up, Kevin, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Look at us having a brotherly catch up again. It was months since we just how are you doing?
Yeah,
Which is nice. And
it's
doing
true.
well. I'm enjoying the World Cup. I put my World Cup winning helmet up there, as many people see on YouTube, because it was just, I think that's done its job now. So now it's time to get a new one for the next adventures. But it's been nice. I just had a week. Sometimes when you put everything you have into achieving something for a long time, like all the World Rallycross season, and especially in the last couple of months, the World Cup, then it's just to just enjoy life a little bit, just like my tattoo. Just to have a little break, from strictness to like needing to go to, training and eating very well. So I've just had a really nice week of eating what you want, like, I don't know, burger, having yesterday at the Sunday roast here in the UK, cauliflower cheese, like things like that. Had a bit of chocolate, had some wine, things like that. Just letting things ease off, enjoy your time, not chicken and rice, and strictness. So it's been a nice week like that to just enjoy the success, and so much nice conversations with everyone, enjoying speaking about the 2-week experience in Saudi Arabia, and still unpacking, finding dust everywhere. Just a bit of life management, and it's been really nice just to finally have that after such intense months of preparation. I think that is key, be able to enjoy your time when you've achieved something. I know you said when you won the World Championship in 19, you bought a chocolate bar, a big one, 200 grams, and then just snacked on that for a few weeks.
I didn't eat any sweets, any sugar for years before that. Like I probably stopped around 2016 or something, like, trying to step up your game all the time. And that was one of the things that I, didn't prioritize, like eating sugars and sweets. So I was training, eating healthy. But then after, it was always on my mind. My favorite chocolate is this Marabou Swedish chocolate, 200 grams.
It's
Milk
brilliant.
chocolate.
Beats every chocolate in the world. Milka in Germany, whatever it is, beats
but it's super basic. It's like not a fancy one. It's in every supermarket here. And when I
and for
won the
all the UK
championship,
listeners, it beats Galaxy as well. Just beats it.
yeah. So when I won the 2019 championship, and it was like my biggest goal in my career, then I'm like buying that 200 grams. It has like, what is it, 8x4 squares. It lasted me like 2 weeks eating this bar of chocolate. I didn't just press it in my face in one go, because I had like one square eating it, and like that was my little treat for achieving that. Now, since then, I am eating candy now. Weekly
And
basis.
it is not won a World Championship since. Well,
completely close in 2021. I tied with Johan. So, it hasn't been bad.
Chocolate then.
And I had 3 podiums this year. It's not so bad.
Guess what I bought instead of, I didn't buy a chocolate bar. I bought, you remember always when we went go-karting in Italy back in the days, when I was just coming along and you were driving, I always bought, or I didn't buy anything, but I always wanted a tube of Smarties. That's what I got on the way home from Saudi. Smarties, straight in the bag, and just snacked on that. Still have a few left a week later. It's just the best. Everyone has their own little different. Some have chocolate buttons here, and some people have, I don't know, I love Twix too, but no Twix for me this time.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to celebrate, after it was a tough season in Rallycross. I mean, you didn't have anything really go your way early on, and we had to cut the season short too soon before the end. We missed the final round. And then like Extreme H, E and H was like your super focus for the main part of this year, and like to work towards something and to have that as your main goal and actually achieve your goal, like that is extremely special. And I think something that you do have to celebrate, like make
Yeah.
something different in your life so you can just enjoy it when you've actually done it, you know. So I think you're doing the right
Exactly.
thing. So
Yeah, and
enjoy all that.
I'm coming. Well, we're going into London on Friday, having a dinner with just a few people to celebrate the World Cup win. Few people were out this past weekend, so we didn't do it then. So we had a. It was actually perfect. Just had a full weekend. Also, just at home watching F1 and stuff. Just really chill, recharging. Like literally after our podcast last week, I went upstairs, lied on the floor for about an hour because I was still exhausted. A couple of days after. But they were going to go into London, have a nice celebration on dinner in a private room, which is 12, 14 or something people. That's been really part of the journey the last couple of years. And your family, obviously you're traveling, but I will do one in Sweden as well for all the people there. When I get back in I think it's November or some point. So yeah, that's going to be nice. There was a little bit of, a few bits of celebration still, and then it's we're already all my the commercial team and the comms team already working on new projects. But obviously, I need time to enjoy. I don't have any driving coming up, so a bit of enjoyment there. But already the work for new projects is ongoing, and work for the next season is ongoing. So it's all fascinating. If we move along to Timmy Hansen, it's not race week in the normal way. It's co-driver week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a new adventure coming up, and me and Katie are gonna go do a rally together. The Baja Portalegre. It's part of the Baja World Cup, and it's a 2-3 day event in Portugal. It's pretty short for being like off-road stuff. Probably lucky for me because I'm gonna co-drive, which is gonna go
This is carnage.
terribly bad.
Yeah,
I do not
have you?
have a clue how to co-drive. I'm reading these
Do you have your
instructions on
license? You need the
how to do
co-driver
co-driving.
license.
Sorry?
Do you have your license? Because you need a license to co-drive.
Yeah, I have a license.
How did you get that? You don't know how to co-drive.
No, but it's quite easy if you have the licenses and stuff already, since other stuff.
So,
But
so who's educating you? Because it's not like, so for people to know, rally red pace notes are like nothing else. It's not like rally. So rally, stage rallying explains every meter of the stage. If it's straight for 100 meters, if it's a left, 5 for a gear or angle, people do it different ways. But then it describes every meter. In rally red, you get points in the navigation of what is the direction of travel, if you say. So it could be go 1 kilometer on this road, and then when you come to the water, let's say you're racing by the water, you need to go right. Or then when you go into dunes, you might be follow the riverbed, and then after a kilometer, which because you have a stopwatch of kilometer distance in the car, then says take right by the tree and go at cap, which is
the direction.
compass angle direction. Go at cap 239 in the dunes for 10 kilometers. Like this type of thing. Luckily, you're doing a Baja, which is mostly road. So it would be a lot of road. It would be a lot of, let's say, cautions and stuff like that for drops and bumps and stuff like that. But it's completely different.
Yeah, and I mean, if she wanted to win the rally, she would have gone with a different co-driver, obviously. So the goal is not that we're gonna go in there and beat everyone. I think the goal is that we're gonna make a video out about all of it. We're gonna like vlog the whole thing about starting a new journey, starting in a discipline that we haven't done before, and starting on really from scratch. And I hope that we're gonna have a lot of fun. I hope that we'll have those moments when she's mad at me for getting lost, or we have to change the puncture, and we're gonna bring the camera out to really bring people along for the ride, like more closer to the driver co-driver than you get in a normal recap where you just see kind of beauty shots. We want to bring people along for the whole ride. And I think part of watching a fun video is also failing, which we will do. No doubt we
Most
will
of the
fail a
time.
lot.
And
So
the
it's
bad
gonna be fun.
headwinds and issues are what people like to see. So I'm sure it's going to be a hilarious watch. But I guess a lot of people would be asking themselves, or asking in the car or whatever you're listening to this right now, why aren't you driving? Why is Katie driving? And why are you
Oh, it's
co-driving?
Katie's
First, let's
rally.
start off
So
with this. Let's start
yeah,
off with the first one. Why are you not driving?
it's Katie's rally. So she got the budget for it, and we've had this idea, and we've worked towards a project somehow, going rallying off road like that. And then once she cleared this, then we had already had this content idea. Like, wouldn't it be fun if like we drove together? This doesn't matter who is in the driver's seat, and then just did this video of us actually bringing people in. I think motorsport has kind of fallen behind a little bit in terms of how we communicate everything. It's a bit, it's a lot of broadcasts, it's a lot of recap, but other YouTubers and influencers and stuff are so good at bringing you into their life and into their world. So that's the idea that we're going to try to do, like bringing people closer onto the ride. And if that's going to cost us a minute or two extra if we're changing a tire, we're going to do it, because as I said, obviously we're not aiming to win, because I'm going to get us lost more than once anyway. If we can
Thank
even
God
find the
there's no
finish
dunes.
in the first place, that's not going to be too easy. But yeah, the idea is go out there, have fun, fail, make a video. Maybe if we have a good section or whatever, we're gonna celebrate that too. But it's really a laid back event, just kind of casually enjoying motorsport, and just for the love of driving. So yeah, it's her. She got the budget for everything. So I was like, yeah, I'll follow and I'll co-drive. And we're gonna meet tomorrow in Portugal. Tomorrow
Okay.
when we record this, which is 2 days ago when you're listening to this. And off we go.
And like everyone knows, that seeing off-road Dakar and stuff is extremely difficult to follow in general, unless you have a helicopter to record things. And obviously, a GoPro can only last if you put it on record for that long. So, and people are kind of competitive when they drive. So this will be interesting to see how it gets along. I really
Yeah.
enjoy following. I think it's the is it the, what do they call it? Cornell? No, what do they call the brothers? Um, Tom Coronel. No, it's Coronel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Coronel brothers. They do the Dakar most years. Fascinating. Um, I always thought if I would ask you to co-drive for me, you would always say no. And here you are co-driving someone else.
Yeah. I would say no.
Why? I mean, I would never go next to you because I want to drive. They'll be
Yeah.
like,
I
"Why is
mean,
Timmy driving? I want to drive."
I want to drive too, soon. But this is a super fun way to get into it. And maybe next time we get into the seat, maybe Katie can co-drive for me, and we can, we can keep doing this fun journey. I think if you go off road rallying, then you want to find, a co-driver that's already done a lot of co-driving. I think
Yeah,
that's a massive part of
it
actually
is.
being competitive, having a good
Yeah, it
co-driver.
is. Because I think, in like when I did a rally, it's about. Then still it was a bit like a Baja where you have almost a main road 80-90%. But the moments where you don't have a main road, where you're just on fields or places, it's about the co-driver understanding the description of the rally, or of the pace notes, and or of the road book as they call it, and actually looking at it, understanding the distance, seeing the obstacles around them, and kind of just they create the, let's say, the stage rally style. So a good co-driver will create this Dakar style stage into like a proper stage rally where they exactly know, and are early to direct the driver to where to go and push, and where there is cautions, be really precise. That's why we see nowadays such high speed on the main Dakar challengers, Ekstrom, Sainz, Loeb, and there's so many more mistakes because there are so much more on the limit, and it's even more now depending on the co-driver. It's almost like in ice. It's like in ice hockey. The now the only thing like the goalie can never do a good job because their job is just to save. but if they let the goal in, they have failed. It's almost the same now in Rally Red, where the co-driver can't almost do good because they need to be at that level, consistent perfection. And if they do a mistake, it's a massive guilt. That's what we saw with Nasser. He oversped massively at the finish of the last rally and lost the world championship and got an hour penalty. And it's because
Mm.
they didn't note the last waypoint. And it's a small mistake by the co-driver, and they went flat out past the actual stop point, and they lost the world championship because of it. So, so key. No pressure, Timmy.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, but yeah, we're gonna do that too for sure. I'm gonna do every mistake that there is to do. No doubt about that.
the nice thing is that you at least sit in the car and in early in the morning, and you drive. I don't know how long the liaison will be. A liaison being the transport from the bivouac, which is the paddock, to the start of the stage. That is quite a nice drive because you sit there in the race car, you drive around the streets, and you again there's like a road book, so you get obviously like navigation, so you get to the start of the rally, and it's quite nice. You sit in the race car with helmet on, you have a chat, you see things, you see more things. And that's why I always love rally because you experience more of the actual country you're in. When we go
Mhm.
to rallycross places, we never see anything except a hole in the ground and then some tarmac in that hole, and that's all. That's a rallycross track. So like
Yeah.
that's so nice to be able to then see the country a bit more.
Also, I think if I would end up doing some Dakar or off-road rallying in the future, the one thing that I really don't know is the navigation. So, kind of the best way to learn that is to really throw yourself out the deep end and actually co-drive, like actually read the notes for yourself and get the proper understanding for that other side that I know nothing about. I think this is the perfect opportunity to learn a lot, as well as having fun, as well as making good content, as well as just enjoying driving and enjoying being, in the world of motorsport in a race car. Smell of petrol in the morning, race car,
Yeah,
6:30 a.m. It's a good life.
the most successful rally raid driver of all time, Stefan Petransel, he began doing off-road on a bike, where you have to in the Dakar or in all rally
Yeah, I
red,
think
or
that's
if you
the
go on
best
a
way.
bike, you read the notes yourself, and you have to go at speed and everything, and they become really, really, really competitive, both by reading the nature, but also reading the nature while reading the pace notes. So kind of them
Mm.
just getting feed the information, they're already good at understanding those notes to build an idea of where to drive. And Stefan is one of the most successful. He's coming back with ProDrive this year with the Defender program in the T2 category, which is a stock or base, original car base with tuning, a bit like rallycross, but obviously not more standard. So he's actually coming back to Dakar for the first time in I think 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, I saw Sarah Price, who will be his teammate in the Defender program. I saw her in. She also does E1, and I'm not. I probably shouldn't say what she said because I'm not sure if it's actually public or not. But she was pretty excited, and she was telling him about the rules of the new T2 category, and the Defender being kind of a lot of parts in the car is stock, so it's actually like it's not so easy if you're a manufacturer to just put your car there and go fast because you actually have to have a good road car to base it
Yeah.
off. So it's a
It's a bit
perfect
like
class.
in rally, isn't it? It's like they
Yeah.
had to have a good sport version of the Polar R was always a extremely good car in the road because they had to make it good to have the competitive rally car. So the whole it's a big circle of things that really starts in the production, which is quite cool. But like you said, it's also the first. I think it would be. I think the program would be quite slow. It's quite standard engine. It's 200 horsepower or something. 250, and it's like 2 tons finally the car. So it's very heavy. It is four-wheel drive, but I think it's not going to be the most beautiful experience maybe in the dunes in that category in general, as it's quite slow when you have such good suspension, which is the main point, suspension um, in the T3 and T1 categories. But in the end of the day, it's going to be sealed cockpit. It's going to be a very nice experience. I think the reason behind it is to get more people that want to do it and not sit in there like you will do this week in T3. Open windscreen, all the air blowing at you, all the dust, all the water, everything getting into you. Get a little bit of a better experience to get into it for gentlemen and stuff, and also consumers that want to just get into the sport and not have to sit and eat dust for 250 kilometers.
Mm. We will actually have a windscreen. I'm pretty happy about that because in the prologue there seems to be a water splash you have to go through. So I'm super
That's
happy
gonna
about
be.
that
I
windscreen.
did on my first. I think it was the first stage I did, and there was this water. It was just a small. What do you call them in Sweden? We say beck. I don't know what that is.
River?
A small,
No.
small river, um, and it was maybe 4 meters wide and quite thick. So you had to like drive through it. And I drove. Either you go like if you go quick through a water splash, it just goes to the side and nothing in. And if you go very slow, it doesn't even splash. I managed to go perfectly in the middle where it splashed up in the front and straight into the cockpit and all on both me and my co-driver Francois at the time. And it became soaked. And he was like, next time, Kev, either you push through it or you go slow. Don't do any of that halfway stuff because obviously they don't want to splash like go flat out through it because they know what would happen if somebody would break, but also I didn't want to go slow because everything's on time. So I kind of did the awkward middle and it became soaked. So we didn't
That's
have a
funny.
windscreen back then.
That's very funny. I did something else fun actually yesterday. I drove some go-kart for the first time in a long time.
Can't
That
beat
is so
go-kart,
much
can
fun. It's like the
Unbeatable.
sensation of speed that you get, and like how close you are to the road, and how physically challenging it is to drive a go-kart fast. It's crazy. Like I was there, we went practicing with Sam just Sunday at the racetrack, and a friend of mine, Johan, he said he has a go-kart now, and his son is also racing. His sons are also racing, and he bought himself, a little toy to also have fun when they're going there. So he gave me a little session, try and drive it, and so on. It was great. Like
What category was it?
DD2, so like the
It's
two
correct. Two
two
gears.
gears. Yeah,
That's my
it's
favorite, I think.
old man's kart for sure.
Yeah.
But I am an old man now compared to all the other kids who are out there and being
Yeah, for
extremely
sure.
fast. So
I mean, the DD2 is fun because it's like super quick, but also the X30 is really fun. Karting in general is great because karting, it feels like coming back to the basics of motorsport. It's nothing complicated. It's the go-kart. You can widen the front, you put some
mm,
caster, you can put a little bit. The small things you can't do, a new shimming in the damper and find a new
mm.
spring and move the weight everywhere across. It's just a go-kart, and it's
It's
so
just
nice to
about
come
like the
back to basics.
driver instinct and feel, and you're like directly in contact with the racetrack. Like there is no suspension, nothing. Just you, the road, the go-kart, and you're sitting just like a centimeter above the tarmac. It's, I think, the
Epic.
purest form of motorsport there is.
Yeah,
And it
for
was so
sure.
cool to go back. Like it was like half my life ago since I actually competed in karting. I stopped when I was 16. Now I'm 32. So it's more than I'm 33 actually. So it's more than
It's
half.
just more than halfway. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's a long time ago. But go-kart is fantastic. What a great sport. Uh,
it's
I
awesome.
yeah, I kind of want my own now. Kind of want
Yeah,
to
it's
buy
a
one.
classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Buy one,
Yeah.
and then we
What
can go.
what is there to think about?
Then
Just buy.
when I come over, we can go and go kart together. We can do every other session.
I also have the RC, the radio control racing. I have one of those cars.
Yeah, but then
And
you're
for
not sitting 1 centimeter from the floor and feeling the speed.
no, but that's also really like it's also a great great form of motorsport. For Dad's birthday, he turned 65 now. Me and Sam, we bought him a lot of equipment to buy. Bought him a lot of equipment to build a racetrack out here behind the workshop.
Ah,
So we're
that's why it was
gonna.
such a big package.
Yeah, it was huge. It was absolutely massive. The gifts. But it's yeah, it's all the equipment we need. So next week we're gonna spend some time, the three of us,
So surely,
Sam, Dad, Granddad.
build some sort of deck on the top of the container in the back, so you can
Yeah,
have a good perspective down. Build a staircase and little top terrace, and then
that is
the
good
track.
for that's good for the pros to have that. But when you're an amateur like we are, you have to run and unflip your car more often
Mm.
than not, probably twice a lap. So like, if you're upstairs, you have to run down the stairs and unflip, go up, do 3 more corners, flip again, run down, unflip it, come
Yeah,
up. So
you need
I think we're
someone.
gonna stay on ground level, so we're
You
close to
need
them.
someone there downstairs always. Maybe Sam can be always on alert when you guys drive, and then the opposite when he drives.
No, that's why we have it in like one car each, because it's the worst when you have to watch someone else drive. You just want to take the controller and drive yourself.
Mm.
I'm sure every dad in the world can relate to this. When you give your kid a radio control car, you just want to drive yourself. Like, man, can the kid stop now before the battery is empty? Let me have a go. So
Yeah, yeah.
I actually fixed that issue, and we got one car each. So we're having a lot of fun with
Nice.
that too. It's a lot of fun to do with motorsport.
Yeah.
It's a good sport. Just enjoying everything.
Yeah. And speaking of dads, next week we will find out if we're having a boy or a girl, which will be exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
19, 19 weeks down, one to go. We will find out. And then, some people don't want to, and some people have it as a surprise party, or we tell someone, make a cake, whatever.
Mm.
We're just going to find out. And it's going to be exciting.
What is her feeling? Sometimes the moms
My,
can tell.
mm, the mom has been divided.
Okay.
I've been sure from day one it's going to be a girl, because I just feel like that's it's you have had two boys, and our mom was only girl. She only has a sister, and then her mom, our grandma, only had sisters. There's been loads of girls, and you haven't had any, so it feels like the
Mm.
luck on my side is to have a girl, something.
Yeah.
But let's see.
That would be beautiful.
Most people that are close to us, they say it's going to be a boy. So
Okay.
there is a 50-50 chance.
It's
Incredible.
almost 50-50. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like it could go
We'll see.
either way. Wow.
Hopefully on the next podcast, we'll be able to let you know.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
And
Also, next week I'm gonna fill you in on a couple of things, how badly we did in that rally.
can't wait for that.
Yeah.
It's been great
Uh,
catching up. Well, we'll see you probably. Well, I'll see you in next week's podcast. Good luck in the rally, and I'll see you back in Sweden probably in mid-November.
That's gonna be fun. Thank you for listening today. Catch you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.